Okay, so we were discussing about the automatic account assignment or automatic account determination. So these are the keys that we have discussed. A movement type can be further subdivided into various value strings, and each value string will have various transaction event keys, and each transaction event key, when it is used without referring the preceding document, can also will have what we call it as account grouping code or account modifiers. So these are the some of the transaction event keys. BSX meant for inventory posting. That is, BSX is the transaction event key which is being used to post it into stock account. Similarly, you have seen yesterday WRX also, which is nothing but the goods received, invoice received clearing account, which will be updated at both goods receipt time and also at the time of invoice receipt. And there is something called PRE, price difference account, or the transaction event key for the price difference account to get updated, which comes into picture when you are creating or when you are doing the goods receipt for the material having standard price, and if the price maintained in the PO and the price maintained in the material, if it is different, only then this comes into picture. So like this, you have got different what we call it as transaction event keys. So you need to, over a period of time, once you start doing this activity, you will come across lot of transaction event keys. Okay, and then extended model grouping of valuation areas we have discussed yesterday. There is something called valuation grouping code, which I said you will be grouping various valuation areas in order to maintain the account assignment easily. That is, valuation grouping code is nothing but grouping of valuation areas. As you know, valuation area is nothing but the level at which the material is valuated. It could be at plant level or it could be at storage location level. If you maintain valuation area at company code level, as you can see, here, the company code, the plant. So if you are maintaining valuation level as company code, you will be assigning a valuation grouping code to the company, or if you are maintaining valuation level as plant, as we have done yesterday, I think NISN is the valuation grouping code which I have assigned it to my plant. So in either way, if you use this way, what happens is, though you might be having multiple plants or multiple company codes, when you are doing goods receipt or goods issue, the same accounts will get updated irrespective of the plants in which they are received or issued. So for that purpose, we use valuation grouping code. If you want to post it into different GL accounts, when the material is posted, same material is posted into a different plant, in that case you can use different valuation grouping codes. Okay, and then the valuation class also we have seen yesterday. How valuation class is being controlled by the material type. As I've already shown you yesterday, there is something called account category reference. Okay, using this, you can see here, valuation classes are assigned to account category reference, which is in turn assigned to material type. Always remember, valuation class to account category reference is many to one, or the other way, account category reference to valuation classes is one to many, and whereas account category reference to material type relation is one to one. So therefore, there is a possibility that for each material type, example ZMRO, maintenance, repairs and operations, you can have multiple valuation classes. Okay, so this is another extended model for the valuation classes and the material type. This is what I was referring to. You could see here, a material type can have multiple material types. You see here, multiple, many to one. Material type to account category reference is many to one. Means what? Different material types can have same account category reference, and one account category reference can have multiple valuation classes. This is again whether if it is a raw material, whether it is wood or steel or plastic or something else, all raw materials shall have same GL account to get updated. If that is your requirement, you will have one valuation class for wood as raw material, another valuation class for wood for steel as raw material, some other valuation class when plastic as a raw material, something like that. Okay, you might be having different valuation classes, but whether it is valuation class 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, the same account to be updated. If that is your requirement, all the valuation classes to which you will be assigning the same GL account, or in other way, they will have same account category reference. Okay, so this also we have seen. And finally, movement type, special stock type, movement indicator, receipt indicator, consumption indicator. This is what we call it as the standard one, which I think I've shown you yesterday, but I said like I will discuss it once we go into the movement type definition. Okay, SPRO, F5, what was that? MM. Valuation and account assignment. Account determination, and here account determination without wizard. Okay, so define account grouping for movement types. Okay, so this is where this one comes in. Movement type, special stock indicator, movement indicator, receipt indicator, consumption indicator, all these things will be there here. Let me show it here. You see here, this is movement indicator, consumption indicator. Okay, sorry, this is consumption indicator. Okay, so this is standard. You cannot change anything except account modifier. Okay, except account modifier, you can't change anything. You won't have access to change or create one. It is SAP control stuff. Right? Then, so this is the final model that we have discussed yesterday. As you could see here, to determine an account when you are doing inventory posting, for example, 901, this is the movement type that we have created for Novartis pharmaceutical company when we implemented SAP for that. Whether it is 901 or 101, the movement type, as soon as you give it in the inventory activity, the corresponding value string will be picked up. It identifies what all the value strings are possible for this movement type, and for a specific value string, what are all the value string will be determined based on which movement you are doing, and based on that you will have the transaction event keys. So as you can see here, from here, the triggering point for the account determination is the movement type in the material document, or rather inventory transaction. So from there you will have the transaction event key, and then along with the movement type you will also give what we call it as company code or plant, material, etc. So therefore from plant, system determines company code. From company code, chart of accounts will be available. Same from company code plant, depending upon where your valuation area is set up, system identifies the valuation grouping code. From the material master, you will have valuation class. So now you could see with these three plus transaction event key, your system identifies the account. Okay. So that's how what we have seen yesterday is that one. You see here, how does the system finds the relevant GL accounts? This is the one which we will ask in interviews. What are the parameters required to determine the account? Okay, what combinations are required for a specific account? That will be the next question that you have to do in the form of exercise. You see here, chart of accounts, valuation grouping code, transaction event key, account grouping code, and valuation class. Okay, so these are the 5 parameters which we have taken. Okay, you could see here, transaction event key, chart of accounts, valuation grouping code. Okay, so valuation class, and of course account grouping code. So all these 5 will determine the account. Okay, so you have the definitions also. Account assignments, you could see here for BSX, for WRX, for PRD, how the accounts will be determined. You can see the simulation. What I'll do is, I will now just give you demo on the other thing. Yesterday we have done goods receipt with reference to PO. Now let's have a look at MV16, goods receipt without PO. You have got the material. What is the moment type for goods receipt without PO? 501. Into which plant you are doing goods receipt? 77C. Storage location is unit 0001. Hit enter. Now, did you remember the movement material number that we have created yesterday? Let me find it out. Plant material by description. This is MARC table. The material is demo material for MMFI integration. Where is that? Can you identify? I think this one. Okay. Now let's say quantity of 10. Hit enter. You are bound to see an error. Let's see. Can you read the error, Radhika or Pavitra?
Yes, sir.
So now with this you tell me what is that missing over here. You see here, for any account determination these 5 parameters are required. What are they? From this also you could see INT. What is INT?
Transaction key.
Come on.
Values.
Chart of accounts.
Oh yeah, chart of accounts.
ZBB.
Transaction key.
Yes, transaction key. NISN is the valuation grouping code that we have defined yesterday for our plan. And ZOB is the account grouping code.
Accounting group.
And 3006 is the valuation class. So what system is saying is, boss, for this combination I did not find any account. That's the reason it's not pulling any information. So what you should do? You should go with proceed. Now with this you can understand ZOB is an account grouping code. Okay, which is coming when, what did I say about account grouping code? When you are doing goods, when you are doing any inventory transaction without referring any preceding document. Goods receipt without purchase order. Goods receipt with no purchase order. So is this not a without reference? It is. So therefore that's the reason it is coming. Now you come back to here. You have to first identify what is the transaction event key here. GBB is the transaction event key. So you come look at here for GBB. Where is GBB? Double click GBB. What is chart of accounts? You take it from here. INT is the chart of accounts. Okay. Now you see here INT GBB is identified. NISN ZOB. So look for, you see here, this is valuation grouping code. This is modifier, account modifier, okay, or account grouping code, and this is valuation class. So you come here Valuation modifier is nothing but valuation grouping code, which is NISN. You see, do you have any NISN? There is no NISN. So what you should do is, you see here, I go for 0001. General modification, general modifier is nothing but account grouping code or account modifier. Valuation class 3000. I'm taking this one. So I'm taking 0001 because this is the standard one. So you can take anything as long as the account is already defined. So I copy this. What is my account valuation grouping code? NISN, isn't it? ZOB same, and my valuation class, I'm not doing anything other than this one. Look at here. NISN is my valuation grouping code. What is the third parameter? Account grouping code is my fourth parameter, which is ZOB, and fifth parameter is valuation class. You see here, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. With this combination, you see 400020. I assume this is the account given by my FI colleague. I would just say hit enter and save. On request, no. Okay, I'll just go and create a new request. Some changes. Okay, save it. Back, close it, hit enter. Okay, and then you save. Let's wait for a couple more minutes. Okay, so now you see here the document got posted. I would now go with the display material document. It will take some time. Okay, go with the accounting document. If you look at accounting document, so now tell me which accounts are supposed to get updated. Radhika, Pavitra, which accounts are supposed to get updated? It's simple, you are doing goods receipt without purchase order. So therefore, makes sense to update the stock account. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Stock account. And then there is also one more account, because at any moment of time, industrial transactions are such a way that one positive and there is an equal and opposite negative entry should also be there. Okay, so therefore let me move this one to the top. Okay, so now you see here in BSX, inventory raw material, which is nothing but the stock account. Same time, so this is stock account getting updated. There should be equal and opposite amount to get updated in the consumption account. Okay, so this GBB is called as offsetting entry for inventory posting. So therefore this also will get updated. Okay, so this is how you should be doing it. Now by this you should be knowing it. Let me put it over here. Say I will just add activity. Okay, movement type. You should be doing this yourself. I will just start it and then leave it in the middle. You have while practicing, you have to do it on your own. Okay, you have done GR with reference to PO. Okay, you have done GR without PO. Okay, movement type 101. Here movement type 501. So here transact. Okay, so here you have to say accounts getting updated. Okay, you have to state accounts getting updated. Which accounts are getting updated? Okay, then transaction event key for each of the account. Okay, let's say for this accounts getting updated, I would say inventory, or I would say stock account and GRIR account. Stock account and GRIR account, both will get updated. So what is the, okay, so let me add it this way. One is stock account, the other one is, Control X, put it here, GRIR account here. So transaction event key VSX, this is WRX. Okay, for this stock account, okay, what parameters are required? This is just a transaction event key, but parameters required to update, or rather to determine account. Okay, so now you would have seen for the stock account, let me put it over here. For the stock account BSX, okay, what parameters are required? You have seen out of 5. What are all the required? Chart of accounts, isn't it? What else? Transaction event key.
Transaction event key.
Valuation
group code.
And
accounting.
No, valuation class, isn't it? So what parameters are required to determine or to update the account? Anyhow, the target is account, but to identify that, what is that we require? Normally these are the ones which is required. In case if you want it, you can exclude this one also. Valuation grouping code can be excluded or it can be included. Similarly for WRX, you have not seen WRX. Let me put it. For WRX, what you require is chart of accounts, COA and TEK. Only these two are required. How do I know? For that, like I told you, /O OBYC. This is the transaction for the account, automatic account determination. WRX, as I told you, is the transaction event key. When you double click WRX, chart of accounts is INT. You could see here INT WRX. With this combination, system determines the GL account. For the GRIR clearing account 191100, isn't it? If you look at it here, This will also, of course, here this is goods receipt without purchase order, so therefore GRIR will not get updated. But for the previous one, which we have done it yesterday, that was the account. Now let me take you to a different one. I wanted to do goods receipt without production order. Did you remember? Okay, let me put it over here. You have worked with this one, goods receipt without purchase order. What is the moment type? 501. Which accounts will get updated? Stock account, isn't it? Stock account. Any other account? You would say offsetting entry. Okay, offsetting entry for stock account. Okay, so what is that required? Here BSX, here GBB.
GBB.
So for BSX, whatever is there here, it will be here. GBB, what else do we require? All the 5 parameters. What are they? Chart of accounts, transfer element key, valuation grouping code, valuation class, and valuation class, and what is that we require? The last parameter, account grouping code, isn't it? Now you see here I am going with goods receipt without production order. What is movement type? Did you remember the movement type? 21, isn't it? Goods receipt without production order. Okay, so you go with this, you do the material order. Hello? Any questions?
No, sir.
ఎవరో మాట్లాడినట్లున్నారండి, so that's the reason I'm asking you. Okay, now 12. Okay, now you could see here INT GBB NISN ZOF 3006. So what is missing here? So what is that requires here? Okay, look at here. I'll just go with proceed, say okay, cancel this one. Okay, because I'm already in the OBYC, so that's the reason it's in display mode. Let me come out of it. Now here, proceed, account assignment. Okay, GBB, it's asking GBB INT. Now you see here, look for ZOF. NISN is a valuation grouping code. Okay, so with ZOF is not there, but what is asking is ZOF, isn't it? So what you should do, you just have to go back, position 0001 ZOF. Okay, take this, copy as your valuation grouping code is NISN, ZOF, your valuation class is 3006, isn't it? You see here in the error 3006, and I assuming 895,000 was the account given by my FICO colleague, and then I go and save it. That's it. This is how you should be doing it. Okay, close it and save it. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, so now it got posted. Let's just go and display it. Accounting document. Okay, you could see here this is inventory account. Okay, so I wanted layout. Let me save the layout. I'll go with, come on, change layout. profit center segment, billing dot, all these things are not required. What else is there? Cost center required. Order profit center segment. I don't want any of these things. Let me put it out here. And then transaction. Come on. Okay, so move this little down. Okay, I would just go with save as. Then cut layout, user specific, yeah, let me put it as user specific. Okay, now you could see here. Okay, so BSX and GB. So account grouping code. Okay, so let me find out if there is any account grouping code. Change layout. Look for the. Okay, so let me add account type here also. Account grouping code. I doubt whether it is there or not. Reference key 1 and 2, let me add it. If there is anything to do with that. I like this one also. Just give me a moment. Account grouping code, let me identify if I have anything with that name. Seems that's not there. And let's just save. No, it's not there. So it makes sense to have the account type. So you can have the account type, but rest of the things are not required. I'll once again go here, change layout, remove the reference keys and all those things. Transaction type also. Okay, so like this you can do whatever transactions that you may want it. And you keep updating this particular spreadsheet. Okay, so here movement type is 521. So you should say here stock account and also offsetting entry, right? So here both of these things will come over here. But okay, so account grouping code, what you should say here is ZOB, isn't it? Here and here this is ZOF. So like this. So here only this thing varies. This is account grouping code. So this you have to put it over here. So BSX here, GBB here, right? So like this, when you do goods issue, what is the movement type? Okay, same material. If I do goods issue, let me do goods issue. Movement type, as you know, goods issue to cost center 201. Hit enter. Give the material number and the cost center. Okay, so this is the material number, cost center, and you will get account determination error. Okay, now you could see here VBR is INT, GBB, NISN, VBR. So when you do goods issue, what accounts will get updated? One, the cost center, the stock account, which will get reduced, the stock will get reduced in the stock account, and the consumption account will get increased. So therefore this GBB VBR is the combination for the consumption account. So how do I do? Simply once again go with proceed, cancel, account assignment. As you could see here, it is GBB. So you look for GBB. Okay, and you see here INT GBB, NISN VBR 3006. So you NISN anyhow is a new entry which will not be there. So you look for 0001 VBR. Okay, so you look for 0001 VBR. Right. So this is a raw material. So what I would do is I would copy this one and change this to NISN. My valuation class is 3006. Stock account. Sorry, this is the consumption account. So this is the account which I am debiting. So hit enter, save it, go back 3 times, second time, third time, and then close this window, check it, and then save it.
Sir?
Yes, Pavitra.
This valuation class and account grouping code, all we have to update when you are entering goods issue or goods receipt without PO, etc. Is this possible before creating all this? Can't we link all this before itself?
Right question, very good question. If I link all those things in the beginning itself, how do you know which account grouping code or which transaction event key is meant for which business activity? Your question is 100% valid, and that's how we do it in the project implementation. Because at the time of project implementation, because we're all experienced people, we know exactly which transaction event key, which account grouping code to be used for which inventory management transaction. So therefore we do everything together in a single instance. In case if there is anything missing at later point of time, we will do it. But now in the class, if I go with everything, doing everything together, how do you know which transaction event key, which account grouping code is meant for which inventory activity? That's the reason I'm going with this. But your question is 100% valid, and that's how we do it in implementations. Okay? It's
So,
just
okay,
like
that is what my question. Like in real time, can we do in before itself or not?
correct. So we do it in the beginning itself. Okay? So now you see, for in case of goods issue, stock account, once again BS6. Okay? I would simply copy and paste it here. Here it is VBR, isn't it? Okay, so this is how you should be doing it. So I'm leaving it here, and I want you to carry out rest of the inventory activities like this and update the file yourself. You could see here, this is BSX, this is GBB, and this is a consumption account. Okay, so all the inventory transactions that you have done so far, you have to perform all those things, update it like this, because these are the combinations which people expect you to know in the interview. If they wanted you to work in the implementation project, goods issue, receipt, without or with reference, all those things you should be knowing it, and it's not big deal. Okay, I've already shown you. Now having understanding of this level, let me once again take you to this one. You see here, configure automatic postings. If you go into this documentation, you would see everything. So that's the reason I asked you go through this. Okay, so here if you look at, you could see what exactly, which you see here, transaction event keys. These are all transaction event keys: AG1, AG2, AG3, BO1, okay, BSB. You would see all these things. BSX, you see here BSX. BSX means what? In inventory management, in case of goods receipts. Invoice verification, in order settlement, where exactly it is being used. Okay, similarly FR1, FRN, GBB, you see here GBB, offsetting entry. This is transaction event key, and all these are account grouping codes. You could see here there are a whole lot of account grouping codes maintained for GBB, offsetting entry. You know, offsetting means without reference to. So therefore you should be knowing all these things. Okay, so can you perform rest of the activities? Pavitra and Radhika.
Yes, sir. We'll do it.
Okay. So this is what we call it as MMFI integration. As you know, as you have seen, whenever you are doing MM activity of inventory management kind, it will affect or it will update the accounts in the FICO module. That is FI accounts payable or that way. So therefore, this is being called as MMFI integration. Now, give me a moment. So this is what we have seen. Okay, there is something called material price changes. I'll just take one example of this and I'll explain you. For example, same material. Let's take same material. What is the material? One ending with 411. This material, okay. /n mm02 or 03. I'll just go and display the same material. Accounting 777C. Okay, now you see here moving average price of 100. Now I wanted materials having standard price. Let me see, let me find out. /o SE16 one sec.
Sir, in a material, if we change a valuation class, then we have to change this accounting group and everything. I mean, sorry, the setup should be done again.
If you change the valuation class, do we have to change the entire setup?
Yeah.
Tell me.
No, not the change. We have to do the setup again for the new valuation class also.
You cannot change the
Whatever we did now.
Correct. I mean, your question is valid, Pavitra, but you cannot change the valuation class just like that. What happens if you have created a PO if it is partly received? Are you getting my point? So therefore, if you want to change the valuation class, ensure that the open order quantity against that particular material is 0.
Okay.
So when there is no open order quantity, it means all the material has been received. So with reference to that particular material, there is no open order stock. So therefore you can change it. When you change the valuation class, again, when doing goods, receipts or issues, system looks at configurations into that OBYC transaction. If there is no valuation class maintained, it will again give you error. So therefore you have to update that table.
Okay. But I mean, everything is like, suppose if you think there is no pending for goods receipts for purchase or everything, we can go ahead and change, and then we have to update the link, right? The chat of accounts and
right. You're right.
And if that error message comes, means do again they have to contact the consultant people, or do they give any access to the requesters for this?
You cannot do it now. As an end user, you cannot do it. It needs to be done by the consultant.
No. Only they have to they have to send this error message, and then we have to link it.
Exactly. Right. That's correct. Okay. Now you see here, rare wheel tire is the material that I am using for my next example. Display material. If I go and display this material, rare wheel tire has got a standard price. You see here, moving out, the standard price maintained in the material master is 6,000, whereas moving average price is 575. For whatever reasons, we might have created POs with lesser value, so on and so forth. Now, you see here, I wanted to change this standard price. How can I change? Can I go with the change mode and then make a change? Is it possible? Pavitra? చేయొచ్చండి ఇట్లా అవుతుందా? చూసారా ఎప్పుడన్నా మీరు అట్లీస్ట్?
No, sir. చూడలేదు.
You cannot change this. Okay? So this is what we call it as material revaluation. Okay? So what do you mean by material revaluation? You are revaluating the material. For example, you purchased some 10 grams of gold, say in 2008, the cost of it is around 14,000-15,000. But now the quantity is same, like here. Total quantity you would see here. Total stock is 103. Quantity is same, but the value, the price of the material is changed in the market. Instead of 14,000-15,000 in 2008, it is 28,000 or 30,000 yearly. So therefore, it needs to be changed here. It should be 30,000 if it is a gold. Okay. So how do I do that? For that, there is a separate
Can you repeat it again?
Sorry?
సార్ ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చెప్తారా? ఇది అర్థం కాలేదు.
యా ఇప్పుడు మెటీరియల్ ఉందండి మీ దగ్గర, మీకు 10 grams of gold మీరు 2008 లో తీసుకున్నారు, assume it. So now today the same 10 grams of gold is there, but what is the value of the gold now and what was the value earlier in 2008? In 2008 you would have purchased at the rate of 14,000 or 15,000 per 10 grams, isn't it? But here this year, now if you look at the market price, it would be somewhere around 29,000. Is quantity changed? Same 10 grams. Whatever stock you have, it is only the 10 grams only. But the value of the material, because of the price increase in the market, the value of the material is also increased. Now if you want to sell your 10 grams gold, you will get 30,000. So therefore, the material master price needs to be changed. This price you cannot simply change by going with MM02, because this is a disabled field or display only field. For this, you have to change. You will go with this separate transaction. What we call it as MR21, material revaluation. Okay, or price change. You see here, this is called price change. I'll just go and hit enter. It will ask me the material number to enter. So I give the material number. Okay, hit enter. Now it fetches the data from the material master. Locked by Venkat because I was in the change mode. Okay, I will just go back. Hit enter once again. Now you see here the price control of this material is yes, 6,000 is the original price. So what is the price? Assume it. I wanted to reduce this 5,000. Okay. So now you see here it is changed to 5,000. I changed it. I go and save it now. Even this one will create an accounting document. Why? Because the value previously it was 125 whatever quantity multiplied by 6,000, but here same quantity to be multiplied by 5,000 price. So therefore there is an accounting document getting created. If you want accounting document to be created, okay, what is that? Now you see price change, this one. I'll just go with display document. So how will the accounting document created? You have to have those transaction event keys and that stuff. Okay. Now you see accounting document. If you click it here, what is the value change? This much of value. If you go with the accounting document, you would see here BSX and there is also something called UMB. Okay. So because stock account needs to be updated. Why stock account needs to be updated? Prior to this change, okay, your stock value would have been something different. Okay, here if you would have seen, it would have been 515,000 plus this amount. That was the value. Now you have changed it to 5,000. Therefore, this also got reduced. So it means stock account is getting reduced. And also this is called as UMB, price revaluation, or loss of what is that? Gain or loss from the material revaluation. The account name is called gain or loss from the material revaluation. So therefore these two accounts will get updated. Okay, so this is called material revaluation. So at any moment of time, whenever you see there is a difference between the actual price of the material in the market and the price that is maintained in your material master, you go for this kind of material revaluation. Accordingly, the total value will get adjusted automatically. Clear? Finally,
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question. Suppose we have not changed the standard price, and while creating a purchase order, we have updated in the material master the price has not been changed, but in the purchase order we have updated the new price. So will this be after the goods receipt? Will this material master will be updated according to the purchase order?
We have discussed it couple of times. If a material master is having standard price control, irrespective of the price maintained in the purchase order, the material will always be valuated at a standard price. However, the difference between the PO price and the material master price, that will be posted into PRA, price difference account. Okay, with student ikkada, I'll just create one PO, or I will pick up one PO. Look at this. Ee material ki rare bill tire material ki em price undandi 5,000 undi material master. Okay. Now look at this. I'll just go into some document. slash and ME2M. This is a report in the purchasing. I wanted to find out the POs created for rear wheel tire. Okay, there are not many POs. Okay, so let me take this PO. So let me go with PO history. Come on. Still to be delivered 10. Okay, all right, I can use this one. Slash and ME 23N. Look at this. Rear wheel tire. There is no goods receipt posted so far. Is there any release procedure maintained for this? No release procedure. So therefore I can do goods receipt. Look at here. What is the price maintained? The price maintained in the PO is 5750. Pavitra, to answer your question, look at this. 5750 is the PO price. And what is the material price? You have already seen 5000. So difference of 750 750 will be the price difference account. How? I'll show you here. Look at this. Okay. Slash and Migo, I'm doing goods receipt. So this thing. So this is not PO, isn't it? So I will go with the first material, quantity of 5, item OK, into the storage location of 0001. Okay. Check it. I must be in the change mode, so therefore I have to come out of it. Check it. Deficit, that is okay. You see here. So 50 pieces. Quantity in SKU is 50. Okay. So now display the material. Okay, so the price maintained. Okay. Okay, it's actually, this is not correct basically. So here 575, 5000. Moving average price of 575, it is 5000. Doesn't matter what is the price that we have maintained here. in the PO. What is the PO price? Did you remember? 5,000.
Yeah, 5,750.
Yeah, 5750. Okay, not a problem. Right? I'll just go and post it. Have a look at this. It might get posted because it may not get. No, it will get posted because the account category reference or the valuation classes for this material I have not changed. So therefore, it will get posted. It's taking time. Okay, now you see it got posted. I would go with the display, accounting document, F5 documents. Now you see, Pavitra, what is the quantity that I have posted? 5 pieces, isn't it? Okay, not 5 pieces, 5 cartons. Okay, now you see here BSX, it is 250,000. How is it 250,000? 5 cartons equals to, are you getting my point? At what price the material is updated?
Yeah. Yes.
You see here 5,000.
5,000.
Okay, so 5,000 multiplied by 50 pieces. Goods receipt is done for 50 pieces, isn't it?
5. Yeah.
Because 5 cartons equal to how much? 50 pieces. If you look back your material document, you will be able to see here 5 cartons, which is equal to 50 pieces, and each piece, look at here, 5,000 per each. So it means, let me just check back. Now 50 into 5,000, 250,000. So your stock account will get updated by, you see here, 250,000, isn't it? But what is the PO price? What price have you maintained in the PO? What is the PO price? 5750, isn't it? So therefore 5750 multiplied by 5. 5750 multiplied by 5. 28750. Look at here, 28750 is the GRIR. So whatever the difference, this is 250. As I told you, at any level of transaction, both pluses and minuses should be same. So here your stock is getting updated by 250,000, whereas what you are paying to the vendor is 28,750 only. So rest 221,250 rupees. This will go into price difference account. See here. So therefore, if you look at your stock or what you call the material master, the price is still remain same, whereas this will get modified. This will keep getting updated. Okay. So now, if you look at that one second. Okay, now you see So 765. This will never change. For the material having standard price control, the material will always be valuated at standard price. It will never get changed. However, if there is any difference between the PO price versus the material master price, that will get booked into price difference account. You could call this as income or expense generated out of price variance. Okay, so this is how it gets updated. Is your question answered, Pavitra? Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, Chapandi.
Hello?
Yes, Pavitra, I can hear you.
So, if we have updated as standard price, that is the reason the material price is not getting updated. But if we mention as a moving price, then if the purchase order value is done and the GR is done for that, then the material master will get updated with the
100%.
recent price.
100%, yes. Your understanding is perfectly correct. Okay, any other questions?
No, sir. Please continue.
Radhika, మీకు ఏమైనా questions ఉన్నాయండి?
No, sir.
Okay. So there is one more thing pending in the account assignment or MMFI integration. That is what we call it as split valuation. Split valuation. What do you mean by split valuation? Split valuation is nothing but managing the substocks of the same material with different prices. Is called split valuation. For example, let me tell you this example. You manufacture drinking water, mineral water, okay? Or rather, even if you are a trader of a mineral water, there are different brands, correct? Mineral water, chala rakalu unnai kada. 1 liter water bottle, if you take in from Kinley, it's one price. If it's a mineral water, one price. If it's one more price. If it is something else, aqua,
Yeah.
it's a different price.
Yeah.
So it ranges from 10 to 16, 17 rupees, isn't it?
Yes.
After all, it's a 1 liter water. Is the material getting changed? No, material is not getting changed. It's only 1 liter potable water. But the price is different. When will the price getting differentiated? There are different options. For example, if the source of the origin of the material, that is nothing but the make, brand, if it is different, then the price possibly is different. Or if the procurement type, if it is different, means you manufacture your own water, you will have one price. If you purchase it from external market sources, it may have different price. So therefore, procurement type is another parameter upon which the price may vary. The other one which I said, the manufacturer, or what we call the source of origin, that is also one reason. And the quality of the material. Say A class material one price, B class material another price, C class material a different price. Possible. So like that, if there are 4 parameters, what we call as valuation categories. So the substocks of the same material, if needs to be validated differently based on certain category, based on certain criteria, then that is called as split valuation. The criteria based on which you evaluate substocks differently is called as valuation category. What is valuation category? Valuation of the substocks based on the source of origin. Valuation of the substocks based on the supplier. Valuation of the substocks based on the quality. Valuation of the substocks based on the source of origin, based on the lots. So that criteria is called valuation category. So within the criteria, like I said, if 1 liter bottle from Aqua, so in this case it's a brand, that is make or manufacture or source. So all these values for the categories is called valuation type. So therefore you have something called valuation category, valuation type, which you need to maintain for each of the substocks of the material, and you have to work with the valuation of each substocks. That we will see tomorrow, because I require another an hour to hour and a half for the split valuation. So with that we conclude the MMFI integration or the valuation and account determination chapter. So I'll take this up tomorrow. Any questions, Andy? Can you just give me a moment? Hello? Pavitra, can you hear me? Pavitra garu వినిపిస్తుందండి? So I'm stopping the class.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm stopping the class if you don't have any questions.
Okay. Yeah, sir.
చెప్పండి పవిత్ర.
I just found. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Pavitra, I can hear you.
Sir, there is a table name. Yeah, there is a table name called MAST. Can you just let me explain what is the use of the table name MAST?
NAST is the output message. Did you remember the message type determination or output type determination? We worked with condition technique, right? So NAST is a configuration table, okay, where you could see the various output types. Application
M, sir.
M.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. C11. Material to BOM link. Okay. So this we will see it in the next chapter, that is special procurement, where you will be creating bill of materials. So for which material, what are the list of components, it gets saved into this particular table.
Okay.
There is a transaction code called creation of bill of material. Transaction code is CS01, using which you create a bill of material. Okay, you see here BOM usage, you go with material BOM, alternative BOM. When you hit enter, you have to specify what are the components for rear wheel tire. So you have to specify the details here. The data that you enter here will get saved in MAST table. Got it, Pavitra?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Any other questions, Andy?
That's it for today.
Okay. Alright then, let me stop it here and we will continue tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock. And we will complete MMFI integration and then go with the special procurements. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.